All right, I want to do a couple of problems from section 1, 2, things that I've already done in the other recording, but I just want to show you how a few of these would work out. Starting with number 7, he's asking us to evaluate this function at a particular value. He's asking me to find f of -1. So first I need to do is enter the function into my calculator. I'm going to press y equal top left, and I want to clear this off so it gets rid of that what was there before. So entering in x squared. So it's x squared and it's plus 5x plus 5, x plus 7 plus 7. All right, so I got my function in my calculator. Second thing I want to do now is go to my table set, which is the second function of the window key. So second function, window key, and I've got this my table starting at 2, which is okay. 2 is right. It'll go up from 2 and then down from 2. I'm okay with that. But right here it says independent variable. I want to make sure I've got it set to ask, where it prompts me for, hey, what value do you want me to substitute into this function? All right, so let me quit out of this and go to my table. My table is the second function of the graph key. Second function, hit the graph key. Let me delete that value, and I want the calculator to evaluate that function x squared plus 5x plus 7 for -1. Now remember, this is a subtract sign, that's the negative sign. So it's -1. Press enter, and it comes back with the value of 3, which, if I'm not mistaken, for number 7 is letter C. All right, so it's easy enough to actually manually do that one, but that's how you would do it with the more complicated function. 8, unfortunately, the calculator will not evaluate that function for -x, so we can bypass number 8. Let's see what we've got. Number 9, x divided by quantity 7 minus x. So we go back to y equals, let me delete, now let me clear, that clears it out, not delete, and I want to enter in x divided by, and in parentheses, since it's a binomial in the numerator, this is what, 7 minus x. 7, there's my minus sign, that's a there's my subtract sign, that's the minus sign. So it's minus and minus x, and I want to close this in parentheses. Hit enter. So now it's part of my calculator. Go to second function, my graph key. I want to delete that, and I want this function evaluated for a negative. That's just subtract. This is my negative, and it's -1/5. 1 divided by 5. Hit enter, and it returns that value of 0.0278, -0.0278. Well, look at my answers. Only two answers, C and D, that are negative, and 0.0278 is not 1 over 36, so I'm pretty sure it's letter D. But watch what happened here. Negative 0.2, negative 2, 0.0278. Let me quit out of this. Negative 0.0278. Hit my math key. My very first option is fraction. Hit enter, and I thought it was going to return. In fact, we tried this. Obviously, 1 over 36. Well, there it was. All right. Pretty darn close to what I had, 0.0278. I thought this would have returned the fraction. The lowest term is 1 over 36, but that decimal is equivalent. We kind of knew it wasn't -36, and the other A and B were both positive. All right. Let me clear this whole screen out. My number 10, y equals, here again, we clear it. It's x divided by, here now I don't need a parenthesis because the denominator is enclosed, it's a radical. So second function of the square key is a radical. Second function of the square key. And what we got? 25 minus x squared, x squared. Hit enter. Second function, my graph key. Delete this out, and I want this function solved for x is equal, sorry, g is equal to 3. G and x, just another name. Um, hmm. Oh, the function's name is g. Okay. All right, no problem. X is equal to 3. and they were 0.75. Now we know 0.75 is the same as 3/4, letter B. If I were to clear this out and put in 0.75, go to my math key, very first option is fraction, hit enter and enter again, there you go. 0.75, 3/4. I showed you how to graph numbers 11 and 12 and 13 and 13, but we do it on a calculator just to give you a quick review here. Let me clear this off, go to y equals, hit clear, and number 13 wants me to graph 1/4. All right, 1/4 x, 1 divided by 4x minus, no, it's not, is it minus? Yeah, minus 1/2. Sorry, minus 2. All right, minus 2. All right, let me hit my graph. And there I have it going through -2 as my y-intercept. And if you look down your paper, your answer sheet number 11, it matched up to letter C. Letter C. Well, actually, we knew it wasn't going to be B or D because both of those are slanting downhill. Your slope was positive 1/4, so it very well wasn't going to slant downhill. All right, the parabola in number 12, y equals, let me clear that out, and the equation is x squared minus 2. Should know now the vertex is going to be at 0, 2. I don't need second function. I just want to graph this. There it is. Vertex at 0, 2, and there your x-intercepts. All right. And number 12 would have been letter B. Letter B. 13. Another radical. Y. Let me clear this off, and it's the square root of x plus 4. Second function, the square key, and the radicand is x plus 4. X plus 4. And hit graph. And I've got to have a y-intercept of a -4, 0 here. And that was number 13, which would have been letter D. All right. As I said, there are so many videos on YouTube, but I'll do my best to create these little videos as needed.